musician, and he's desperately trying to hold his beautiful mind together. He's a living TikTok post that thinks that if he just does one more bad take on current events, he's finally gonna become famous. Will his guests keep him on track? Will he deservedly get canceled, or will this show crash and burn as he loses control once again? Welcome to Meltdown Island.
DUSTiN!
I know everything that DUSTiN is saying sounds totally delusional.
DUSTiN, where are you going? Just trust me!
DUSTiN, you slow down. DUSTiN!
DUSTiN, you're a goddamn Einstein.
DUSTIN's right. You're a certified genius.
I think that's a great idea, Mike.
Thank you, DUSTiN.
If you look up the word tempting in the dictionary, you will find a picture of Sean.
Looks like Jawa is stuck between a rock and a Sean place.
I think it's because Sean is very built and he's sexy as hell.
I'm going to sleep next to Sean Smith.
Nothing feels good when you're feeling bad. Nothing makes sense when you're feeling mad. Don't go around feeling sad, cause everybody's going around saying that you're crazy, that you're lazy, and you're unmotivating. To the people that surround you in society, they control you in your mind with anxiety. You gotta break free from that mindset. Break free, break free. Break free to explode. Break free to expose all of your emotional vulnerability and the complexities of your mind. And together we will find that the sun keeps shining on the other side. You know the sun keeps shining on the other side. The sun keeps shining on the other side of the rain cloud, of the storm clouds in your eyes, in your eyes. There's a place I know we can go and stay a while. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Welcome to Meltdown Island. To Meltdown, we can all meltdown together. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Meltdown Island. Down Island.
everyone. Welcome to Meltdown Island, the only show I am almost nearly guaranteed to be at every week. You can find me where? Tuesdays, here. I don't know, 5, let's call it. I'm joined today by the ever posthumous and lovely Sean Hanlon, everyone.
Sean Hanlon!
Hi, everyone. I'm Dustin Gardner.
And I'm Sean.
And I'm Sean Hanlon.
Hi, Nikki.
Whoa, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You're in our messages. Say, Nikki. Hey, what, Nikki? That's sweet. Hi.
Hey,
Look,
buddy,
Sean. She says hi to us.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, welcome to Meltdown Island, everyone. This is the show that, because here's the thing. Sean and I are artists. We are artistes. All
right.
In the medium of music and comedy. He in the medium of love.
What's the power of
dun 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 dun. The power of love. It's a curious thing.
Makes one man weep.
And another man sing. How no wonder with a little wife go.
Thank you.
Can you believe it? I know things.
I was only I was a fair-weathered Huey Lewis fan.
Well, needless to say, my father was full-blown Louis. Yes.
All right.
And needless to say, I picked it up. Hi, Sean.
Before you went.
How are you, bud?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I don't know. I'm okay again.
Did you miss me last week?
Of course, I always miss you, buddy. I don't know why you
didn't seem like it when you were there talking with that other person.
I can understand that. We had quite the repertoire.
I turned it on. I turned it on, expecting to see you alone, sad,
alone again. Naturally,
but instead I found you laughing and talking with another co-host.
This is the one show a week I can get through faking for about an hour about being like happy. You know what I mean? Hi everyone, this is the one show a week where not only can I almost guarantee I'll be there every week, but I can at least skate by acting happy.
It's the 1 hour in your week you can be happy. You're allowed to
I try to be. I try.
You at least try to be happy.
The rest of the time, you know what I've done is I've fallen back into that money trap, that money pit. I had escaped the money pit years ago. Never worried about it. I mean, yeah, worried about it here and there, but superficially. Never like survival mode.
Right.
Will I make it tomorrow? Do I need to? Here's the other thing. Do I need to stay up all night because somebody on Twitter is going to make the PEPE or a coin go through the roof, and I need to be ready and not sleep through it this time to get my cashish. Then it became about the stock market because guess what? This week started that AMC squeeze. It's starting finally after 2 years. And you know what? This son of a bitch. This guy who is at AMC, his name's Aaron Anderson. I don't know what his name is. Aaron Rodgers. That doesn't sound right. Adam Aaron. There it is. This guy want to go. On Monday, after their highest grossing weekend, double feature Barbenheimer phenomenon. On Monday, want to come out and go, we're bankrupt. Excuse me, what? Who happened? Like the short squeeze is going to do anything or affect him in a negative way. We're taking money from the hedge funds that have been shorting, that have been selling these stocks that they don't have. Has nothing to do with, as far as I'm concerned, has nothing to do with AMC. Get your nose out of it. Quit flooding the market. Can a rich man be a poor man get rich? I guess not, is the answer to that, Sean.
It is definitely not. The currently rich, do not want any more rich people. They just want more richness.
They're wrong.
Probably.
Did you hear about Twitter? It's no
Turning
longer
to
called
X?
Twitter. It's X now. There he is. Look at this guy. That was on the fly, you guys.
Of love.
Bum, 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 bum. Can't you feel it? And then we go. Oh.
So
you went away.
Yeah.
What did you do while you was away from us? Because we all missed you. We were like, Sean's never coming home, is he, you guys? And everybody was like, no, I was like, he will. Everybody's like, no, he won't ever because he's gone. He became a mud statue, is what some people were saying. Am I blurry?
Yes. There was the picture of me mudding out.
Mudding out!
Springs. I'm mudding out, so you better get this mud pool started.
I'm mudding. Nikki, this has been an issue with the show for the last year, and I think that it's going to end this week. It should have already ended. I agree. However,
I mean, I haven't been shy about my agreement.
You really haven't been like investing though. You haven't like peeled back them bills from that fucking bill folder to fucking be like, oh, let me help. Let me make sure this happens.
This is my investment.
That's a good point. Look at that. He takes care of it. He shaved it all up. Ooh-wee.
Shaved it all up.
Ooh, look at me. I look like a hot mess. That gray is, you can't have it. You can't. That is a non-starter. Anytime that thing pops up, wicket.
Because it drives me crazy. Because I catch myself and I go like this. And it's like, no, there's nothing there. It's just gray hair.
You got to get up right then. You got to get up. You got to go to the bathroom. You got to go, Nying. That's it. It only takes a nying.
Well, I went the distance for you today. For my return.
Sean's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of boom, boom, boom. Oh, he getting trippy on us, you guys. Look out.
I was going the distance.
So yeah, I'm going to change my internet service. I'm going to return my 5G tower because the guy told me a few months ago, oh, as long as you're not live broadcasting, you should be fine. I'm like, I am live broadcasting, bro. That's why I'm calling.
I have been telling you that.
From the beginning of the conversation. Oh, then call up this place. What you mean call up this place? So, to to prove myself, I called FiberWire. I started with FiberWire because FiberWire, we had no issues. We was golden children.
Golden.
And apparently there are only a couple
shows.
I don't want to go there, but yes. Needless to say, I called them and they do not service this house that I live in. So, well, what you gonna have to do then? Well, gonna have to call now next one, which is Comcast or something. It's just got to be a hard line. Xfinity, is that what it is? X. So tell us about your trip, bud. What happened? What'd you guys do?
I know you took a photo. To San Diego. We went down to San Diego for a few days.
Going to San Diego, baby, here I come. I'm going to San Diego. Go ahead, Sean. What happened in San Diego?
And we just, hung out in San Diego.
Did you go to the zoo?
We went by the zoo. I'm not really a zoo guy. I don't care about zoos. I don't. In fact, I don't know that I believe in them.
You've heard about Earth being a zoo for the aliens.
Yes. Right? You get it.
I do. You saw my face. It was extreme.
Mm-hmm.
To the extreme. I will get my internet fixed this week. It's going to cost me money. It's going to cost me time.
Everybody wants your money.
I'm saying that I let that play to somebody, and I've played that song, and I didn't even think about it, but I played it for him. I'm like, oh, this is Sean's favorite line, and then they got all paranoid. They're like, are you trying to say that we want your money and that you're no, we're not taking this? I'm like, no, I'm glad I'm giving this to you. This is a gift. God. I give people complexes, and I don't mean to at all. I don't. If I do, you can tell because I'm going, ooh, it's working. But I wasn't doing that. Did you see my TikTok that's all sick and sounds good? I did me a little tune. Did me a little tune called Synthesized Love.
Let's hear it, buddy.
I mean, I could probably because that's better, huh? Look at that. I could probably play it because you know what I mean?
What is it on the TikTok?
It is, Sean. You're right. I need to play it through the speakers. I need to play it through the speakers so you can hear it.
Did you share it with me though?
I don't think I did. I'm trying to calm down with the sharings.
Why?
Because because I've noticed that no one really shares back. So I start going to myself. I start getting paranoid going, what happens when I don't share back to people? Oh, that usually means I don't necessarily want them to necessarily keep sending me things that they're sending me. Because they're people I don't necessarily know, and they're sending me videos I don't really want. So I don't respond with other videos. Then I noticed I do that to you and Jamie, and I go, boy, Jamie has never, not once, sent me one video. And then I put myself in the shoes of some person from Nebraska that does, I don't know why I put Nebraska. Because nobody's from Nebraska. It's a new song. I just made that up.
Hey.
Are people from Nebraska? Is that a real state?
18% of our audience base is in Nebraska.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
This one was great.
Morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. You are not supposed to be in the pool.
I love that one.
Look, he's looking for the ball. What?
And then he just sort of goes, if I get into the middle,
let's go.
She can't get me.
I didn't say float away from me.
And you can hear her voice.
I see your ball, but I'm not
it starts to get upset.
Come on.
When you know, because she's done it forever.
Mm-hmm.
It is Wednesday, not Saturday. Come on. Let's go.
Maybe if I go down. You can't
just
I love how the nostril and the eyes are big. It's basically nostril and eyes by the end.
Yeah.
He's going underwater. Maybe she can't see me if I go down. If I can't hear her, she's not yelling.
I have to go to work. Let's go.
Right there. That's where it changed. Now. And it's not moving at all.
Right now.
You're going to make me get into this pool and get you.
It is
Woo!
morning.
How did that end, I wonder?
I'm sure
she stripped down to her underwear and went and got that damn dog out.
It probably stopped when she started cussing and pulling out tree branches to smack him in the water. People don't want to show the abuse. They only want to show the pretty parts of owning an animal. They don't want to show the times they don't have to. That's my point. It was a satire on today's violent society. Thank you.
I mean, I really get it. I mean, I get that dog. I get the dog in that one. I'm on the dog's side.
I'll just stay in here. I won't run away.
I don't have to go to work.
You do you. I do me. No, you're going to put me in a little cage. Because that's where you think I deserve to be.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki says, I've seen that one. That's because I shared it with everybody. Somebody shared it with me, and I shared it with everybody.
It's great.
I know if I'm going to share it with over 15 people, I should probably duet it.
Right?
But how you do that, duet that one is what I thought. I'm like, no, what am I going to do?
So
no.
I don't want to discourage you from sharing with me because it doesn't cause me any trouble.
It causes me anxiety. I have multiple people.
Because of my brain, and let's just talk about it. Because of my brain, I just don't think to respond. Or I think I'll respond later, and then that later never comes.
Never.
So it's not that I don't enjoy them, and it's not that you're annoying me. So I give you permission to share me funny videos.
Okay, I appreciate that.
As long as you give me permission not to reply most of the time.
Not to reply. Okay, not to reply. He doesn't want. It's not a want of his. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So this is the video I made. I duetted somebody who created this, and it's pretty sick. I like it a lot. And I've already want to redo it. I already want to redo it and make it better. I already want to make it better, like a second version. Because I did it in 2 takes, 2 or 3 takes at the most. So now I just need to add the source, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over here and then I'm going to share.
In the morning, you are not.
That one's funny.
The dog started up again accidentally. No disrespect.
It's adorable.
It's
None
super
taken.
adorable.
Oh no.
Right now, at this very moment, as you watch these light rays striking the magnified eye, similar tiny beams of light are entering your own eyes. And it's by our eyes that we are able to gain a great part of our knowledge.
I know, yeah, I know our love is based upon love, and your eyes are programmed to make me cry. In my mind, it only works if by disguise that I realize that our love is synthesized in your eyes.
Right now, at this very moment, as you watch these light rays striking the magnified eye, similar tiny beams of light.
Did you hear it?
Beautiful.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to now because I did the walk, like I saved the walk downs for Cry, and then I did the same thing with synthesized in order to connect. That the reason I'm crying is because I realize that it's synthesized, it's not real, right? And but now I want to do a full song because I want to say your eyes are programmed for desire, and like basically it's I don't know if you've heard, but Tinder, right, which is literally programmed to not hook you up with your soulmate and costs men like me who are older and ugly and have head dents 3 times as much as it costs anybody else. So the people who need it the most pay the most, and then they're guaranteed to never meet their soulmate because as soon as they do, you've lost 2 customers.
Right.
So they're never going to do it ever again. It worked at the beginning for people like Alana, who just had a baby. We had our first 2 babies from Meltdown Islanders. We have 2 baby Islanders.
Wow.
We have Alana and Kelsey. Both had babies. Both healthy, wealthy, and wise now.
It's very exciting.
It is very exciting. They're both named Dustin. Can you believe that?
I mean,
you shouldn't. I'm lying.
Their next kids will be Sean then?
One's named Shawnina and one's Dustin.
Shawnina.
I was going to go with Dustina because that's what my parents always said, laughed, and did a joke about. Was like, well, we thought about if you were a girl being Dustina. And I'm like, no, you didn't say that. And they didn't. They were joking. But that's where I came up with Dustina. From my parents. Jokesters. But now I definitely want to do a whole song. I want that whole thing to be a song. Because it's synthesized love. Oh, I was saying Tinder. So they have AI now. You can date an AI. What? And
so it's just a text-based relationship then?
Like most relationships. It can send you just dirty pictures it finds on the internet. Oh, AI, you know me so well. Tweet.
That's hot.
What's this say? The way Dustin's video and audio reminds me of Max Headroom.
Max Headroom, huh? He had the world by the balls for a minute.
It's because it was subversive.
Mm-hmm.
And they were correct. Look where we're at. We had Nazis. Did you know it was built after being a Nazi thing?
What?
That's why he has blonde hair. Yes. Dude, it is so intense. When you dig into Max Headroom, the initial reasons and the backstory of how they came up with the blonde hair and the everything, they're literally trying to say, watch out, because the Nazis tried to do this already. And once we get to this stage where advertising and entertainment and all of that, it's a documentary. You gotta watch it. Because the guy who plays Max,
it's pretty funny.
It is. It's intense.
I mean, a lot came up in the Google search.
Right? It's interesting.
Too much to look at the moment. But as I scrolled down, there was a lot.
Speaking of a lot,
this heat.
It's been hot out, huh? I went out today for the first time in a week, and I'm like, my God, it's hot out here. So it makes me wonder, was this the hottest week in American history? That's what they say. Who are they? I don't know, people. That was the end of my sentence.
All right.
But since the world's melting down and it was the hottest week, instead of dwelling on all the negativity.
But before we leave the negativity, though, let's take a look at the Arctic sea ice. Look at how look. Oh no!
Look at all that water.
Yeah,
just go down and make it water. Just go down and make it water. It's still gonna do it. Oh, there you go. I guess it's okay because we can still see the ice. We can still see the white parts.
Yeah, the rest is all just Swiss cheese.
Man, isn't that delicious?
Crazy.
It is crazy. Because they said that would be how long?
They're saying an ice-free summer by the early 2030s.
Shut up. I guess that's what I'm watching. I'm watching that extrapolations again. I had to stop it because it got intense. And then I started it up again because I'm like, I got nothing intense to watch. And I jumped back in and I'm like, God, this is intense. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
But they're in 2064 or something. There's 2069. I don't know. And but here's the thing is, they're already having flood parties down in Florida. Whenever it floods, they're going out in the streets and doing like TikTok dances in the water. It's like, it's just another week here in Florida where we're getting flooded. And I'm like, oh boy, that's crazy.
Yeah, and the Antarctic sea ice is at an all-time low. And it's winter down there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's at an all-time low still?
Yeah. So
it's because there's holes there, and all that heat must be escaping from the core of the earth, and you know what I mean? It's melting them probably. That's what it is. On a positive, can you imagine all the alligators that would come popping up in Florida with the floods? Not until now. I haven't thought about that until right now. Thanks.
But she's right. I mean, the alligators are going to love it.
They already do. They're like,
it's gonna be all
Gator.
it's gonna be the alligators living in all the buildings in Miami.
Gator City. What? Gator City, Gator City, Gator, 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 get it, Gator, get it, get it. Yikes! On a positive note, there's the first product that is carbon negative that has come out. It's been released, and it is a barley beer from London, England. And not only is it carbon
was
neutral,
I supposed to react to London, England for some reason?
In my mind, I always giggle. I always giggle in the back of my head whenever, because it reminds me of the guy from Austin Powers that says London, England. Of course, he says it wrong in the movie that's about London and England. Anyway, they have this thing that it's not only carbon negative, it's carbon neutral, it's carbon negative. So you could drink beer to save the world right now, you guys.
Hi, Kara.
Kara's back. Gator City, bit. I'm eating all the streets. What? Eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Hello, fellas. Hi, Kara. That question mark. Oops. Hi, Kara. Oh, God, sorry. That one surprised me, too. That's a lot of crosstalk. We don't need to say hi to each person from the people, right? They can say hi to each other. Drive me nuts. They already have a lot of gator communities down there, aren't they? They do. But you hope that those people aren't eating each other yet. I heard that the insurance won't sell you insurance down there anymore.
Yeah.
My one buddy brought up the fact that they're still building high rises. And why would anybody invest in a high rise if it's about to be flooded? And I'm like, gosh, that's a good point, dude. Why? Why would they do that? And then I think, dumb people.
I mean, yeah, because those are like $1 million, $5 million, $10 million condos.
Yep. Multi-million-dollar condos.
And they Miami Beach already floods at high tide.
Wow.
They get sunny-day flooding at high tide.
I'm going to be honest with you. Though I know this is supposed to scare the shit out of us, this is the most excited I've been for the show in a while. The fact that things are actually starting to happen, and we might actually start getting good. I'll get better internet, and we might be getting good again, right?
We're back, baby!
Right as the Earth's starting to melt down a little more. Whoa! Let's go melt down islands! I'm bullish on island.
But also out here in California, insurance companies are pulling out. They're refusing to underwrite new properties. So
I agree. I don't like beer. I don't drink beer. I'm not somebody who goes around drinking alcohol, let alone beer, let alone barley. But if it saves the world, Nikki, let's crack open a cold one. It's all right, Nikki. Hi,
all
Nikki.
Right, Nikki.
All right. With all of the radioactive material in Florida, they should be able to succeed with giant mounted mutant gators leading their militia.
I'm right there with you, Kara. I'm thinking of that.
Gatorlicious. Get them gators. Gulple, gulple, gulple. I love beer. It's these teeth. For me. That sells the bit. Not succeeded, Dustin.
Oh, secede, not succeed. I heard it too.
Well, I didn't even see secede.
But the word was secede that Kara wrote. They should be able to secede.
I see. I succeed it now.
And you said succeed.
It's definitely
a definition. Definitely a definition.
Differences. Hey, Sean, you know what else? We've been playing Scrabble a lot. A lot. Almost nightly or every other nightly. Just Scrabbling. Just showing up. And if somebody shows up, they play Scrabble. And if not, I just play Scrabble one game with myself and I go to bed. I'm usually in bed when I'm playing Scribbles.
That's hot.
Thank you. I feel bad for the runoff, which will eventually eliminate our manatee population. Unless they get that radioactive, and then we got man of manatees, manatees. I'm a man and a manatee, both in one. Look at me.
Kara's pretty good at raising the stakes and heightening the story.
Right? Isn't that fun?
Yeah, she has a skill for sure.
Look, Sean notices that thing. Why, guys? Because he sees it. He sees it. It's like you see when you see one of your kids and they're doing something bad and you don't know for sure, but you could just tell. That's how he looks at things. He could see you guys being funny. He plays with himself before bed, the Scrabbles.
Oh my.
I Scrabbled myself. Is that what you're trying to say? Funny, that wasn't an invite to any of these Scrabble competitions. I don't invite anybody. I just go, I'm Scrabbling. I just go in there and I Scrabble. But you will. You'll get invited now. Surprise.
Surprise.
Here's another positive, Sean. Here's another positive. They've finally gotten carbon capture, air carbon capture machines up and running. And they're down in the Arctic, the anti-Arctic. And you know they're real because they got Swedish dudes are on it. You know what I mean? It ain't like some dude from Maine or some dude from Nebraska. We talking the Swedes are on it. No, you know what I mean? Finland, the people who have already been working with their volcanic steam action, which we haven't done. We're just starting to. I got news on that. But these guys have gone down there and they got these big old shipping containers that got these carbon filters in them. And then they take all that carbon and where does it go? They shoot it straight down into the earth. Now, what are they doing down there? Why are they shooting all that carbon down there? Because apparently there's these big open cavernous, they call them. And they got some sort of like, I want to call it silica. I want to say Rock of Ages. And why would I want to say that? Because they're taking the carbon and it's going down there and then it's doing a compound mixture, which is turning the carbon into rocks. They're making rocks out of the carbon.
Here's the thing. Carbon capture, though, it's an illusion.
No, it's really happening.
It's something that it's going to save us is the illusion.
Okay.
It's part of the lie being perpetuated by the fossil fuel industry. They're like, we're going to be able to build these carbon capture facilities to take all the carbon out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
So in total, right now, there are about 40 commercial carbon capture facilities in operation across the whole.
I thought there was only one. You blow my mind. You're making me more hopeful.
Those 40 have a total annual capture capacity of about 45 million tons of CO2.
Holy shit!
That being said, and it's done very expensively.
Go on, tell us more news.
45 million tons. However, annually, we as a people, as a species living on this planet, we emit about 40 billion tons every year.
And okay, so let's go back over this. Currently, we got 40 of them places. We're doing about 40 billion. Or 40 million.
We're doing 45 million.
It's still good. It still sounds good.
It doesn't sound as good though when you hear that we're putting in 40 billion.
You're right. It doesn't sound as good. But here's the thing. Can I tell you one of the things? So they're interviewing this guy and they're like, and this guy's like, he's like Mark, but without the personality. Okay. And he's trying to talk with his hands. That's how you know he's trying. People who talk with their hands drive me crazy because, anyway, because they've been told to, and I'm sorry, but it's stupid. I don't care what all the YouTube people tell you. Ultimately, this guy was like, they're like, so there's a oil company in Texas, and they want to start these up. They say that it'll cut the cost of and energy costs of drilling and pumping the oil. And the guy's like, nope, stop. Nope. Not if they're pulling out more oil. No. Well, they're going to pull the oil out anyway. So wouldn't it be, nope. Like, wouldn't it behoove us to just go ahead and start? Like, they got a lot of money, obviously, and they want to begin to do the right thing. The gas company's like, I think one day we're going to be the carbon company. Like, that's our next eventual step. I know. But ultimately, this guy was so against them and their lies. Yep, totally. But this lady, she's like, look, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we going to do. And we're going to do it whether they help us or not. But my thing is why not help? Why not try to come together right now, motherfuckers? Over me, do. So ultimately, the fact that the carbon guy is being negative to the whole process, that right there shows me that there's less of a chance to us to get it done because of people want to still fight against. I get it. You were doing this. Believe me, I'm the one we got a show about it.
I mean, it's just
but
all
at the same
PR.
time, is it or is it? You just think it is. It's just PR. You don't think that.
I think it's PR. It's propaganda. It's so
because
that
they've known
they
forever.
can go on drilling because they want every last drop. They want to sell every last drop. And here's the thing. A bunch of scientists, and I may get the numbers off, but the percentages are basically the same. So, led by Jim Hansen, who was one of the foremost climate scientists. He was the one that went before Congress back in the 80s and was like, this is a problem.
You're talking about Kermit?
He worked for NASA. He's like one of the foremost experts in climate science. He put a team of scientists together to figure out how much oil we could afford to burn before things just are too far.
All right.
We've gone too far.
And when is that date going to be?
Well, and that became what is known as the carbon budget, right? So it was basically 5 gigatons of CO2 we could, no.
Check your math. Take your time. No one's making fun. Take your time. You got it. Do I need to make fun? Will that help?
Oh, yeah, because it's not, no. I gotta, oh my God.
No, take your time. Take your time. I gotta comment. Gotta know all the 2-letter words to excel
I just gotta
at
double
Scrabble.
check.
I do know a few from back in the day when I played the Scrabble apps and would cheat. I did learn a few of them. Mark, I really excel at 4-letter words. Teo letters, not so much. 2 letters. Mm-hmm. Hi, Kyra. Oh, got me again with the crosstalk. I am still sucking at texting. 2. Yep, 2. I got it. I see that. Give carbon to the bellhop and make extra carbon, and then 1 extra carbon unit for every 20 units given to every 3 people. You're not too far off, Mark. It's not easy being a Green New Deal. How about when Kermit sings, I hurt myself today. The only thing that changed. Anyway, I can see he's still looking things up. So while he does, I'll tell you the other thing. So, Batris. Here's another positive. Now, it's a negative and a positive because why haven't we been doing this for years now? But because we in the last, something about American school system makes us all wait to the last minute to do everything, I think, because so many people got away with it in high school and then in college. And then now we think, oh, this is a real life, so we can still get away with things because it happened my whole life. But now they down in the bottom of California. There's this big lake, and it's a methane area, I think. And the steam power helps run part of the grid, the power grid. Apparently, this steam has lithium in it. So all they've done is add an extra box that the steam goes through to go back into the earth, or the grunge, the goop, and they're taking the lithium out, and all of a sudden we're going to have a ton more lithium batteries for electric cars, which should have been, again, happening since cell phones. Should have been happening for years, since it's just been free lithium just sitting there. But we're on it now, and we're starting.
Hey,
and back to Sean now for that carbon update.
Hey, so
Sean,
here it is.
Welcome back.
Here, I'm just going to show you this whole part.
Good luck to us.
Shall we work through the numbers?
Should we work through the numbers?
They're easy. The first one's 2 degrees. That's
2 degrees.
how much the world has said it would be safe to let the planet warm.
It's only
In
4
political
degrees.
terms, it's the only thing that anybody's agreed to. Some of you may remember that climate summit in Copenhagen. There was only one number in the final 2-page voluntary accord that people signed. Only one number in it. 2 degrees. Every signatory pledged to make sure the temperature wouldn't rise above that. The EU, Japan, Russia, China, countries that make their money selling oil like the United Arab Emirates, the most conservative, recalcitrant, reluctant countries on earth, even the United States. If the world officially believes anything about climate change, it's that 2 degrees is too much. Second number, scientists have calculated how much carbon we could pour into the atmosphere and have a reasonable chance of staying
Why are they
below.
at the top of the earth?
They say about 565 more gigatons. A gigaton is 1 billion tons. That's not a perfect chance. That's worse odds than Russian roulette, you know.
That's worse odds than Russian roulette.
It is a lot. 565 billion tons of CO2. The problem is we pour 30 billion tons a year in now, and it goes up 3% a year. Do the math, and it's about 15 years before we go past that threshold. So that's sobering news. But the scary number.
But the scary number is
the third number. Was the
Here we go.
important one and the new one. And it came from a team of financial analysts in the United Kingdom. And what they did was sit down with all the annual reports and SEC filings and things.
Go on.
And figure out how much carbon the world's fossil fuel industry, how much they had already in their reserves. And that number turned out to be 2,795 gigatons worth of carbon.
Wait, what?
5 times as much as the most conservative governments on earth think would be safe.
And they still out there
pumping
pumping.
The atmosphere.
Pump it up, pump it.
And that's the point. They're still out there pumping.
Pump
it's
it up. Pump
five
gas.
times more oil than we can afford to burn. They already have in their reserves without looking for any more. And they still spend
why we have gas
$100 million a day looking for new oil. So they're going to want. So it's this lie of a carbon capture that's going to allow them to keep going. But here's the thing. Those 40 facilities now that take out about 45 million tons. So that works out mathematically to basically 1 million tons can be taken out by one facility. So that would mean we'd need 45,000 of these facilities around the globe. And they're all very expensive, mind you, to even take out what we put in 1 year.
They're expensive, but the more you get, it's like, you know, you mean you get 20,000 and you get an extra 5,000 free kind of thing.
They're expensive because there's no revenue for them. So it's all just expense. So somebody just has to.
There's plenty of billionaires out there that want to save the world.
Then where are they? Where are these things? Because these are like billions of dollars, these facilities. So that's 45,000 just to take out what we put in a year.
And how many we got?
40.
So we need another 39,000.
955.
55? That's good. It's good. They could make them higher. Could they stack them higher? Right now they're stacking them too high. I'm like, let's go 6 high.
Yeah. Anyway, so we just had the hottest year of all time.
We did. It's not even over yet. But it still gets real cold in winter.
It might not this winter, though, because of the El Nino.
Well, I still say that the reason they have that Arctic blast is because the Arctic wants to cool down the surface temp of the continent.
I mean, I don't know how much the Arctic as
makes
an
glaciers.
entity actually wants that, but as it warms relative to the equatorial temperature, that's breaking down the jet stream. And it's getting wobbly. And that's what's been creating a lot of these heat domes, like the one over the central and southwestern United States.
Did you say heat dome? I've not heard of this word yet. Heat dome.
Yes.
Where it's like a thunderdome.
The jet stream gets basically stuck. So the jet stream's actually supposed to just look like this. A nice subtle loop around the polar vortex of the planet.
Almost like the stock market, but with weather.
But now the jet stream moves wildly and also very slow. It slowed down a little bit. So you can get these areas where the jet stream's coming along like this, and it creates this.
You don't think the Earth is slowing down at all, right?
No, I don't think there's any evidence for that.
Okay.
So you get these areas in the jet stream that basically look like that, and all this heat from the south comes up and just gets stuck there because it can't go any further, and it just keeps getting hotter and hotter.
Well, here's one of these left-wing nut jobs who want us to New York to save everything. He's saying we need a Manhattan Project. That was my pun. Did you like how I worked it in?
I'm saying there is no saving us. And also, here's another thing to consider, that video clip that I showed you, where he was like, basically, we're going to burn through our carbon budget in 15 years. That video clip was from 10 years ago. So we're literally like...
Got about 5
We have
left.
burned through like 60% of our carbon budget.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on track to probably having run it out within 5 years.
In Explorations, that Apple show, they're talking. The episode I just watched is people having their own carbon budget, individuals, and you're not allowed to basically spend unless you're spending with your carbon, and that is the new money apparently, or you buy something with money, and then you also have to cash in your carbon that you've saved up for the year for special events. Ain't that some shit?
I mean, that whole idea, though, of your own personal carbon budget
is some bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Because they've made us.
Your
They've
global
made us.
footprint? Yeah, that whole global footprint. What's your global footprint? Was a PR campaign by BP.
Oh, those sons of bitches.
And they're basically like, global warming.
What are you doing?
What is your responsibility? And what can you do?
Don't ask what the world could do for you. What could you do for the world? What have you been doing?
Exactly.
I've been talking with my hands.
I mean, it's unconscionable, really.
Well, I love when I get Sean all worked up.
What the capitalists have imposed upon us.
He makes me happy when he gets upset and he's like self-righteous. That's it. I love when he gets self-righteous. That shit, woo, it gets me fired up.
I mean,
I don't want to cause him any heart trouble, you guys. I don't want to cause him any kind of like stress to his body. But boy, oh boy, do I like when he says things like unconscionable and things. Woo. Makes me feel good.
I mean, I don't know how you make a case for it being conscionable.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just trying to give some good news during the hottest week in American history. Trying to give some positive outlooks to say, hey, let's maybe focus on something that'll help instead of just going, oh, let me take my clothes off or whatever.
Exactly. So anyway, you did have some points of interest.
Those were
you did have some positive aspects of it, though.
Those are the three things. Those are the three positive things that I found out in the last couple of days.
Did you hear about the guy that protested by gluing his hand to the runway of an airport somewhere in Europe?
No.
And the last I'd read, they thought they were going to have to amputate it. And I'm kind of curious to know what they ended up doing.
Let's check that update.
Protest.
That's intense.
Amputation.
Amputation? Why don't you put hand glue?
Runway protest amputation. Yes, that is
something else I saw that was
climate activists glue their hands on airport runway. Might need amputation. That was 5 days ago.
How much glue did they use?
Apparently too much. Fear amputation.
They must be hot on that runway.
Activists in Germany glued themselves to the road. They might need amputation of hand.
Yeah, I don't like the people standing that just stop traffic because all they're doing is making the situation worse. People got to get to a hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's people that, sitting in traffic is the worst way to fight. You're making it worse. Like, I get it, wake people up, but don't make people not go to the hospital. Don't stop people from going to work and have to go to jail. That one guy had to go. He's like, I'm on probation. If I don't show up to work, I'm in jail. Get out of the way or I'm running you over. Like, that's some serious stuff. That's also causes the carbon to go up. You're not making the situation better by stopping traffic.
So all of these stories, though, are like from days ago, but there's been no update. It's like they're all might need amputation, but none actually said they got amputated. So I guess that leads me to believe they didn't amputate.
Here's how I would handle it.
Story.
Here's how I would handle it. I'd take a trank gun, trank them all, knock them out, and then use some sort of dissolvent and dissolve the glue. It's got to be hot on that runway. It's going to get loosened up, pop their hands off. Let them wake up in a field somewhere and find their way home.
Naked and afraid.
I'd let them have clothes. I'm not trying to take their disrespect. I'm not trying to take their self-human respect, but at the same time, they would have to find their way. They would have to find their way back to the airport. It's going to take at least a day or two for us to get some security up a little bit better. My 2 cents. I'm not trying to stand up for airports but I also don't want them to take their hands. Yeah. Did they say what kind of glue it was? I want to know what brand really works. It must be Gorilla Glue, right? Or the one where the guy has a hard hat on?
I'm not sure.
How's the guy wearing a hard hat, but he ain't got a chin strap on? I mean, the hard hat doesn't hold your head. Anyway. Hey, everyone. This is everyone's favorite part of the show. Roses and Thorns. This is the part of the show where we sit back.
Oh my God, it's Roses and Thorns already. Wow.
Time flies while we're talking, while I get you
How
worked
did
up.
that happen?
You said things like indignant or unconscionable. You got
unconscionable.
Worked up. Yeah, you got worked up.
I was fired up today. I got fired up today.
For those of you who are Islanders and want to give loving messages to the new Island Babies. Oh, Island Babies is a new show we could probably do now.
A spinoff in the same in the expanded universe.
Island Babies is fun. Island Babies melting under the sun. I think we got our global human population control is one of the few climate change could be mitigated, but it's unpopular. It is unpopular.
Yeah, that would be super unpopular.
But that's what all the conspiracy theorists are all upset about the jab, the poke. and or the corona. Well, yes, Sean's got his hand up. Sean,
I was just going to say, with that population control as well, it has unexpected consequences. For example, China. Remember all those years where China was trying to control their population growth, so they instituted the one child.
Yep.
Well, all of the families kept boys and aborted or gave up girls for adoption.
Like the Spartans would go and throw them in a. Oh, I just don't want to say it. I don't want to think it. A pit.
But as a result, though, now there are a bunch of 30s, 20s, 30s,
depressed as
Chinese men who have no one to have sex with.
Talk about it. Me too. I feel you.
I mean, it's
sad for me. Think of me as a Chinese man, Sean.
It's crazy.
Rose to crosstalk.
Rose to crosstalk.
No, don't let her trick you into giving roses for what drives me crazy. Rose to Sean for his amazing vocabulary.
Thank you. Rose to all of our commenters for some really exciting.
Rose to those beautiful, beautiful comments. Just
really exciting
comments. The comments that make you go, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Missing a few people, but everyone's living their own life, doing their own thing. But we miss you. Oh, if you wanted to give loving accolades to the new babies of Meltdown Island, feel free to go on the Discord and give a message or comment to Alana, Hips, and Kelsey. What's Kelsey's last name? Kelsey Chattermime. Nope, that's not it. I just guessed. It didn't work out so well. But they both have babies, and they're both healthy, wealthy, and doing great and adorable. And I was nervous about Alana because Alana had been quiet, hasn't said anything. It's because she already had her baby and didn't want to put it all out there. Isn't that sweet of her?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it selfish? You tell me, America.
America.
Fuck yeah. Only Meltdown Island baby is allowed from here on out. I don't, for those of you who don't know, I don't like kids. They're not smart. They're sponges leeching off of our society's wonderful breakdown of social nets. But Meltdown Island babies is different. Island babies. I don't know why Hups. I didn't know Hups had her baby. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you give her a shout out on the old Discord. Say what's up. Congratulations. We heard. But she said they were conscious. They were consciously avoiding putting their baby's face on the internet. And I'm like, how am I supposed to do island babies if I don't have the baby's pictures? And then I thought, we just use our own.
Also, when congratulating them, apologize for participating in the destruction of their children's future world.
Wish we could have done better earlier.
Wish we could have done better. For those of you keeping score, we have used up 65% of our carbon budget in the last 10 years.
So you're saying we got a chance? That's what I'm hearing. Yep, Dumb and Dumber. Boy, oh boy, he is so right. Don't look at the negative. Only got 1% chance of getting this woman. You're saying I got 1% chance.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there is a chance love could happen. Love's in the air. DUSTiN for the rose-colored glasses background.
Just the rose-colored background. Don't read glasses into it. Don't put words in Nicolas' mouth.
That's what he's saying, though.
It's the rose-colored background. It's just you actually have a rose-colored background.
But why did I do that? Well, I did it for red. First of all, I did it for red to say, warning, the world's meltdown. Then it turned out a little bit rose-colored. And then I said, because I got rose-colored glasses on, bro, this is going to be a positive show about how we can save the world. And why you laughing about that? That's hilarious.
Rose to Huey Lewis in the news, huh? Good for them.
'Cause I don't take money, don't take fame, don't take no critical to ride this train. They call me the D train. Changing it up. Babies are needed. You don't have to like kids to know we need them to fix the mess we made in society. Except they're dum-dums. They're not even conscious. Like every day I get a little bit more conscious and I'm like, I wasn't even conscious about shit. I'll try to draw them and then put them up for all to see.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Island babies? Island
Draw
babies.
the island babies.
Sean, voice of reason, is wearing thorn-colored glasses.
I'm wearing thorn-colored glasses. I'm wearing thorn-colored glasses.
That's right. He'll poke your eyes out and your asses, and you make you wear them glasses called the thorn glasses. Well,
well. I think I redlined on that one. I apologize.
Definitely redline. Gonna throw a red line up on that
Definitely
one. Redline. I turned mine down today because I redlined a few times a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'm good. Instead of turning anyone up, I'm gonna turn myself down.
That's smart, buddy. That's smart.
Is it?
Oh, very clever. Sean's thorn glass is half empty.
Aww. Well, I'd like to mention to all Islanders, every Wednesday night, we are playing games. We are playing games on Meltdown Island Discord. If you want to forget about the world for a minute and check in with the Islanders. Rose to Barbie, Barbenheimer. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Because AMC, did you know this, Mark Mikula? They had the the next three highest weekends were Star Wars, Clone Wars, or whatever, or Star Wars, the whatever. And then this other superhero movies that were like apart. Like going to the Avengers Endgame, that one. So the fact that this weekend were two original scripts, not follow-ups, and they came in fourth place overall. And then AMC on Monday or on Sunday night puts out a letter going, we're bankrupt. We ain't got no money. Oh my God. How dare you? Trying to won't let the people who have invested cash in on these hedge funds. Goddamn hedge funds paying 98% in interest on top of the stock price, paying double instead of just cashing out. That means they're only making 5% on it. It's insane. And yet they still short selling it. And there's no more stocks. It's been no stocks for over a year. God. Needless to say, I needed to get to $100 or $1,000, and I'll be good. Yeah, Sean. Wednesday night's game night.
And bring Andy, because she slays.
You saying she don't slay?
I know she slay.
Okay. What was you about to say?
I know it. I don't know. What was I about to say? Oh, I was about to get clarification from you. You need AMC stock to get to $100 before you start to lose money?
No. I'm already up. I bought it cheap enough to where it went up 50 cents and I was good. But we talk about pay off Dustin's bills in the next 2 days. Yeah, Sean. Yeah.
But it's only at $5 now. That doesn't seem likely that it's going to make it.
It's supposed to be at like $40. And that's how much they're suppressing it. There's 200 billion, I think, 200 billion plus. I'm being 200 billion fake stocks out there, shorted stocks. That's insane. It's insane. The weekend on Friday night, right as it ended, it went like this. It went from $4 to $7. And then on Monday, right before the morning, went straight back down to $4. It's like, oh my God. So we can't even do anything. It's they're playing their own game, dude.
That's curious. That's super curious.
It's illegal. It's illegal, is what it
definitely
is.
Seems like some sort of manipulation going on.
Yep. They keep putting money in, and then instead of it going directly there, they're putting money in. It goes in here, and then it goes around these dark pools and just swirls around in the dark pools and never actually gets to there. Because there's Ken Griffith and his dark pools. And guess where they sending all that money? Guess where the dark pools sending all that money to? Ron DeSantis campaign.
Boy, oh boy.
So I wonder why so many of us want to take down the dark pools and make them suffer. Because they've been taking our money and shoveling it right on down to Florida, right on down to DeSantis.
Well, the upside is that DeSantis has a very hard road and probably will not become the candidate.
All the more reason they should be taken down. They're idiots. They're backing fascism. And then the Democrats, they're trying to still get rid of crypto, even though the whole world is accepting it. And the whole world has their own Bitcoin exchange. And everyone's like, it's got an ETF. And America's like, oh, we don't think it's legal. And then XRP last week became legal. It's been through years of arbitration, and then finally said, okay, it's not a security. I don't know why it's been in arbitration as long, but no. Judge like, not arbitration. And it doubled in price. Then I buy in. Then,
well, the Democrats in Congress really are in the pocket of Wall Street and the banking industry. So, I mean, that's why they're opposed to Bitcoin, obviously.
And Republicans as well, but they over there in them dark pools. So they're like, we're cool in the dark. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to lead the way for cryptocurrency to make even people like me want to vote for them. I don't want to vote for them. I hate them. They want big government to take vaginas away. I don't want that.
They think corporations are people, which they're not people.
They're not people.
Let's stop the insanity. Corporations are not people.
How about let's make the Supreme Court sign just a piece of paper saying, I will obey the law.
I mean, it should not be a lifetime appointment, and especially now that lives are getting so much longer. Like when it was a lifetime appointment, I mean, the average lifespan was much lower.
Why does everybody have to get a license to drive, but politicians don't have to get a license to run for government and destroy the world, and we can't sue them? Make them get insured, and I bet you all of a sudden everybody starts driving them cars to the middle instead of the extremes.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Uh-oh, what happened here?
Bitcoin's a fad, just like the internet.
Those kids, they got to get back into books.
Their rock and roll music. There. I was tired of being so much lower than you. Felt disrespected.
I would never.
You can't regulate it anyways.
What we regulate?
That's what Kara says. I mean,
I work in the cash world. Crypto isn't going to take over. No one's saying it's going to take over. No one's trying to take it over. They're just trying to say, why is it illegal? Why is it a security when it's not? Because instead of taking care of the dark pools and getting rid of Wall Street illegal activity, Mr. Gary Gensler want to walk around and going, we should worry about crypto because no. Make them motherfuckers pay us. Them fucking hedge funds that have fucking ruined the world as well as finances and don't pay their taxes. Did you know that the what do they call it? The IRS, they have already gotten $38 billion that would not have gotten picked up hadn't they been hired in this early last year of delinquent people who aren't paying their taxes, of the uber rich. 38 billion already. They should just separate bills instead of bundling everything. It's the only way to ensure we get stuff passed. I agree. Agreed.
To go one step further, we should vote on everything via
Blockchain
USA
technology.
2.0. Via blockchain technology. Thank you, Dustin.
USA, us all. USA 2. Let's plug in and reboot America, y'all. Unplug and replug it in. Let's do a hard reset.
Not even a Control-Alt-Delete. We want power off.
Turn power off for 1 minute. Plug it back in.
Unplug it.
Wait 1 minute and then plug it back in. USA 2 blockchain's here.
USA 2 blockchain is here.
If I got to run
great
for president,
work to all of our commenters, right? We couldn't do the show without them.
Great, you couldn't.
Hey, make sure you come back next week, though, right?
Dude, every week we hear. This is the one show a week you could guarantee almost that I'll be at.
Mm-hmm.
I make people wait.
Right.
People wait on me right now, Sean. I make people wait for this show. Now, granted, they don't watch the show and they don't care about what I'm doing, but they're waiting nonetheless.
I know.
Just saying, that's how important this show is to me. To help get the message out about the world melting down. I don't think everybody knows.
They don't know. They don't.
Welcome
they
to
don't know.
Meltdown
They don't,
Island.
but to be honest, they don't want to know. Because what we have to do, we can't commit to.
I know I don't want to. Some people say I have commitment issues. But guess what? Even though I hate them kids, I care about them because they're humans.
And, also, we don't have the infrastructure that's necessary.
Who?
So it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, and modern humans are not into
I think
those
it's time
ideas.
for the billionaires to step up. They've been wanting something to step up and do, I think. I feel like they've been sitting on that money going, I wish there was a way I could help. Surprise billionaires.
I don't think
your time has arrived. Sean, I'm trying to troll them. Come on, bud. Let's troll the rich and eat their stuff. Pose time, everyone. This is the part of the show where we pose like supermodels. But for real, do you have a vegetable thing next week? Meltdown Island! What? Oh, I can't take the world. It's too much. Goodbye, everyone. I love you more.